Today what we're going to do is use primary colors to create a landscape, only using yellow, red, and blue. And we're going to create a landscape using these colors. The first thing that I'm going to do is create almost like a line of demarcation for the bushes that are going to, the grass that is going to be here. And then there's going to be a pathway that comes right down here to the front. And there's going to be some flowers right here. It's going to be right down here in the front. And there's going to be little blossoms here on the tops of the flowers. And then we're going to go ahead and color in the sky at the top here. I'm going to outline the clouds. And the clouds are going to have some the clouds are white. Oh, I made a mistake. This area out here is supposed to be the blue area. And the white are the clouds right in here. Make sure when you're coloring, you don't do sloppy coloring. That it's really clean coloring. Now I'm going to mix this yellow and blue to be trees. I'm going to put the yellow over top here. I don't know if you can see this really well, but these are going to be the trees. And then there's a little tree right over here. be some rolling hills right here in the background. And there's some bushes that separate. This hill from the next hill. Wait, let me finish this down here. Okay, so we're trying to make a landscape with only using primary colors. Yellow, blue, and red. And this is a hill off in the distance. And then there's another red hill off in the distance here. Now this one I'm going to mix with the blue to give it a more pure red and a pure tone. So this one's going to be mixed. I'm going to really make sure I get this red in here. And that's what I want you to do as well. Make sure you really use your crayons well to get solid colored tones. I probably should have added some yellow in here. And that really would have given me a nice, let me see, almost like an orange. Tone off in the distance. And then now all of this grass here, I'm going to use like a yellow to get the grass in. So all of this here. Okay. And then I'm going to darken. And these are like bushes that are up on the hill of the landscape. There's some foliage that is growing. And so you can just make circles to add the foliage in right there. And then there's some right over here in the front as well. Some growing foliage. And this is like a little tree that's growing right up here. So I just use circles to put the foliage in. That's right here on the top of the hill, and it has more of a triangular feel to it. So I just put circles to represent the bustiness of the trees, where they look like they're growing a lot on the tops of the hills and coming on down. Just like so. And then I'm going to fill in the rest of my sky up here. And let me make sure that this is really solidly colored in here. All right, let me finish the sky here. And I'm just using regular Crayola crayons here to do this. Nothing special. But Crayola really does bring out the vibrancy of the colors with their crayons. And they're durable crayons. So that makes it really nice as well. When you're trying to create a landscape using just 3 colors. You really want to try to add some vibrancy. And we're trying to really work on making sure we have some fauvism here with bright, bold colors here. And So we have trees, we have clouds, we have a pathway, and we have a great landscape coming to place here, trying to take place. So let's go ahead now and color in the rest of this rich green foliage here. But instead of using green, we're using yellow, because we're only working with primary colors. Okay, and then now we're going to put some lines to show that the land has a pathway here, and it's been kind of walked upon. And then right over in here, there's like some shadows of where the grass has kind of overgrown right over here. So I'm going to open up my crayon and put in some red sprouts here. Because this side has really overgrown up. That's part of the foliage here. So I'm going to add that in. And the more blue I use is going to be where the darker areas of where the foliage comes higher off the ground. And you can work on having different values of darkness in with your crayon drawing, where it's really, really dark right over here at the edges, but then it's a little lighter as it comes closer into so right over here is going to be really dark. And if I want to darken it and just stay within the theme of using my primary colors, but I want it to be super dark, I can take a pencil and add in some of the darker areas where I want it to be really dark, without letting the pencil scratch off, of course, the colors that I've already used. And then I want there also to be like a brown color, but we'll still remember we're only using our primary colors, our blue, yellow, and red. So to try to get like a brown in here, what I can do is mix a really soft red, really, really soft, and then a yellow. So mix the red and the yellow to get that really soft brown look, where this is almost like a pathway that has been walked upon. And really the red is doing it enough to give me what I'm looking for. I don't even have to add the yellow over it to get it that walked pathway look. Okay, let me fix my trees. My trees look a little skimpy. Wow, this yellow and blue is really doing good for the trees. It's really giving it that almost green look because I've mixed yellow and blue together to give me that green. Since we're only using primary colors, remember, yellow and blue make green. So that's what I did there for that. And then my hills, some of the hills have a little bit of yellow in them. So I can go ahead and layer some of this yellow over top of the red. To give it even a smoother effect. Let me see. Am I messing up here? There's a blue line here that I don't want. Scrape that out. And then add in some red over top of that. And then I have a solid color there. So this is a landscape where I've colored all the paper, and I've only used primary colors for this landscape. Just primary colors to get the design in. And now there are some things growing up over here. Some blossoms over there as well. And then my clouds are solid. Have a sky that's there that's solid, I should say. So I don't like the way that this is kind of sketchy coloring up here. I'm going to make it really nice, solid coloring. I wanted to move the camera so you could see the whole landscape. See the whole paper. Okay, so we have hills in the distance. Then we have our pathway here. Our bushes that were growing up over here. That looks a lot better. Let me slowly color in this background. And now some of the clouds have a little bit of blue in them, so I still want to add in some soft lines to make them look like they are clouds. So that's how I'm doing that, with just wavy, swirly lines. And there is my landscape. If you wanted to add a house into your landscape, you could have done so. But I just wanted it to be the sky, the hills, the trees, and the pathway, and the grassy area here. So this is my grassy area. Happy coloring.